So it seems that the community is starting to raise their voices on Spectrum about the cheating problem in Star Citizen. Well, today, my new best friends over here at the Enclave, I've decided that I'm going to make a little Enclave special video for you guys today, right? So, what's the history behind this, right? So, basically, a year ago, I discovered a cheater, right? And the thing is that um, I've been hunting these guys for a long time, and it does coincide with Avenger One's Rings videos. If you guys care to watch those, don't really, you know how I feel about them, but there are some things that are just undeniably we all got to be on the same side about, regardless of anything else. And this is one of those topics. It doesn't matter who you are in this community, right? Like alpha or not, like this is very detrimental to the game's health and detrimental to not just the integrity of the feedback that we give, but also in the bugs that we're air quote reporting to the company, right? So the gist of it is that a lot of these problems that we're facing in the game are because of inefficiencies with Star Engine itself, right? And that's essentially where the Achilles heel of all of this is, right? And it comes down to massive security flaws and massive all kind of stuff that quite frankly is well beyond my knowledge. And I just happen to be the belligerent fighter that happened to come across it. So what does it look like? Well, this is what it looks like, right? I'll spare you all the music because that's just so annoying. So basically this guy, his name is Crazy Blue, right? Or whatever the fuck, I found this on a YouTube channel, an obscure YouTube channel, and as soon as I saw it, I immediately downloaded this, right? And I said, "Wow, I've got to get this directly to CIG immediately." So I contacted XLB CIG, right? Very old friend, one of the original backers like myself, and I forwarded him all this information. I said, "Look, Brent, we got a fucking problem, guys. All right, like this has got to stop." And the notion of there being competitive dogfighting in this game or any type of competition whatsoever, right, is just completely out the fucking window when you reveal an underlying truth, not just about the previous flight model, but about how easy it is to fucking cheat in this game. CryEngine was never designed to be a multiplayer game. And have multiplayer in it. CryEngine was also designed on dual core processors, and that's why we have the single core and single thread, right? But that's as far as that's source code, right? And they've said for years, "Oh, don't worry, Mike, we'll get that source code figured out." And the thing is I'm just not afraid to drop real names at this point, because it's just like we're public faces, right? You're on stage at CitizenCon giving a demonstration, for example, you're a public face. You go to any of these events and you have your name on your badge, well, guess what? You're a public face. So the whole notion of doxing is out of the question, out of the window for me. So what you're looking at while I'm kind of ranting right now about all of it at once is, a grim dark truth, right? And it's something that a lot of people can't notice, right? I mean, obviously there's blatant cheating, right? But then there's the subtle cheating, right? And when it doesn't, I mean, fuck your opinion on me outside of whoever's watching me that doesn't like me. Like when you fly and when you play games at a high level, it doesn't matter what it is, right? It could be Tarkov, it could be what the fuck ever, right? DayZ, it's all the same shit, all the same fucking people, all the same crap for the last 20 years, right? They make a business model out of not just carries, but they also make a business model of, getting your name on top of leaderboards, for example. And there's all kind of stuff like that, and it's just present throughout all of competitive gaming. And this is why, you see a lot of videos nowadays of people talking about it, is online gaming dead and all this other stuff. And oh man, guys, the answer is, it depends on the company, right? If when you're in a situation like this company, right, and you ban people, right? I mean, they're getting their fucking money back. So, you know, that's the thing. It's a revolving door that a lot of you are pointing out on over there on Spectrum. Yes, it very much is a revolving door, right? You know, it really goes to show you just how far, you know, banning even, you know, this whole notion of banning people even goes, right? Because what this demonstrates is something far more toxic than me. What this demonstrates are people that have so much disposable income, right, that they don't care if they get banned off of these games. They don't care because their turnaround on the things that they're making money off of, whether it be AUC on eBay or what have you, right? So that's the source material. That's the source overwhelming evidence provided by, you know, a notable YouTuber in this community, i.e. me. And because of the community, you know, deliberately suppressing me in particular, which is obviously something that's been demonstrated very much. Now we're going to move into the side story. So basically, I teamed up with Arc VR.
What's up, Star Citizens? So, I jumped on in the early hours of this morning for a bit of hapless fun in Star Citizen and joined my friend Autastic. Yes, that's actually his name. He's also a great streamer. You should check him out here. We were patrolling the highways of Grimhex when an interested party cropped up in the global chat saying they were on their way to Hex for a fight. Sounds good. Waited for them and they eventually arrived, and Kitty Cartel wanted to fight me in the asteroid belt specifically, not outsider. Well, we'll see how all that worked out for them in this footage, but Kitty Cartel isn't the focus of this video. It's who they were running with. I'm not censoring player names in this, but I'm also not going to outright say in this video that they're up to no good, so please don't harass or pursue the players in this footage.
Oh, but I will.
It is compelling footage, but SC has a lot of jank. We have to recognize that, right? However, there is discussion to be had here, so let's roll the tape, shall we?
Boom.
The Eye of Sauron does not just go after the CIG.
Medical man's engaging? Alright, fuck him. Get him. Well, he can move in that thing.
Wow, he's so talented, right, guys?
I don't know why my guns are staggered firing. Someone's... Yeah, I'm having a really bad bug. My guns only fire like half the time. Where is he? He's bouncing all over.
I can't do it.
It's like someone who has
do it
all
live.
the power but doesn't have no idea how to
We'll do
wield
it
it.
live.
Try to ram.
Do it live.
Two, see if he tries to get me. Well, watch it. I thought I was dead.
What the hell is even that? What?
Look at that. Did he hit something? I've never seen anybody behave like this before. I've never seen anything like it.
I'm going to be honest with you. After playing this game for years, with thousands of hours and thousands of stream hours and thousands of kills in this darn thing, I've never seen this level of flight movement exist so far outside of the currently understood flight model. Honestly, it looked goofy. And I've played on all regions, Oceanic and Asia included, and seen people with very disparate pings to mine and never witnessed this level of unusual flight. I have seen flight teleporting in high ping situations, but But this dude didn't seem to be teleporting to me. This was smooth and consistent high G maneuvers, reminiscent of a UFO. So, I put this up on X and sent it to CIG for consideration in a support ticket, and then I was approached by someone who will remain anonymous, who showed me something that seemed to explain what we had seen. Now, most of us have heard of Night City, and it seemed that operation was shut down to a degree. It has taken some hits, it seems. But it looks like there was a recent return of the cheat menu system under the name Acid Tools. Now, I'm going to put my hands up and say I'm working on limited information, and I could be wrong about it. So don't take my word for gospel here, and I wanted to let it be known that I haven't done significant levels of research into this. This is what has been presented to me, and I'm presenting it to you. What I'm seeing here, and I may not have all the correct details, but in the footage that I showed you, it stands out to me that it's almost like the UFO mode setting. It looks like it kind of changes how the physics of the game works for the client ship running Acid Tools. Again, I'm not throwing out accusations here. We have to know that SE is known to act funky. It could be ping related, it could be just pure server jank. I'll let you be the judge of that yourselves. But if it is high ping, then isn't there a conversation that needs to be had there about how high ping could be potentially beneficial for somebody against others in a fight? You could say, Ark, you won the fight. What are you complaining about? He had high ping and you did him in. Well, yes, with missiles, but nothing else was going to touch him, not with my skill level. So to wrap this up, if you have any information on this, don't keep it to yourself. I'm out here, let me know. I'm one of the few people who will actually speak out about things while knowing that it does draw a large target on my back. Speaking of that, I'm sure this will be viewed by people who run modded clients previously or will hope to in the future, and probably by those who actually program them. I'll say this to you, Ace Toppy, Bill Bono, Nightfire, all you guys. I'm not going to vilify you. Currently, nothing in the game means too much overall, so I'm chill about it, honestly. But I have seen great games ruined by cheats and exploits. We're currently seeing that on another game that I love called The Finals, and we've seen it absolutely tank a game called The Cycle Frontier. As a gamer, I avoided The Cycle, and even to this day, I avoid Tarkov because of the incessant cheating, and I just want to appeal to you, to your better nature, and ask you, only if you could consider what you're doing to games in general. Cheating is ruining pretty good games in the industry right now. I don't want to see SE get dented like these other games. So in a polite way, and in a non-Care Bear kind of way, I'd like to make the appeal to you because I don't think anyone actually has. Probably people quick to vilify you, but I just want to put it out there that maybe somebody could just ask you. Remember, I'm not accusing anyone of hacking here. Medical Man and Kitty Cartel emphasized to us that Medical Man's ping was extremely high, very high, approximately 300, and that's possibly why his movement was so absurd. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. That's all from me. See you, Space Cowboy.
So, there you go, boys. There's the history. There's the reality of things and stuff, right? And, I wish that things could be better, but unfortunately, it's just where we're at in the Star Citizen community, and we just gotta bring awareness to it, right? So and the best way to bring awareness to this is when you know your lane of the game very well enough to identify anomalies such as that, then it is on you to bring it forward, right? But when you're talking about putting a box in your pocket, that's very easy for y'all. But when you're talking about on the high end of our community doing dogfighting and competitive stuff, man, I'm gonna tell y'all what, y'all have got it a lot easier than I do when it comes to this. So anyway, I just thought I'd make this video to bring a reminder that regardless of how we all feel about each other, that we all do have a common enemy here with these people, and you know, the justification that some of these people have for their behavior is akin to some of the other behavior that's been going on online, and I just won't get into it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. It's just, you know, of the who fucking cares if we're cheating on so and so because of whatever reason you don't particularly like them, right? And they justify it. So I'll leave it to your imaginations as to how far I'm implying that fucking goes. But, you know, given the fact that you've seen which groups of people in this community have a vested interest in not letting these truths get out, you know, mainly CIG, right? Clearly for their own financial well-being, but at the same time, you know, if the majority of your if there's enough people in your backer base, right? And this is the scary part. If there's enough people in your backer base that are putting that much money into the game, right, and doing this behavior, and if CIG permanently bans them, then that, you know, as much as I hate to say it, you know, they lose a lot of fucking money. So it's almost like, you know, it's another form of extortion in my opinion, right? You know, it's like if you have people with that much fucking money that are sitting there holding your fucking game hostage, you know, it's like, you know, we're gonna do what we want, otherwise you don't have money to continue your project. I mean, what do, right? And then of course you have a guy like me coming along, you know, finding out all this shit, right? And it's like, you know, hey, no, you guys are going, right? I don't care if this fucking project, you know, goes tits up under the grave. Like, we ain't normalizing this fucking behavior in online gaming. Not if you want to have any legitimacy in it. And at the end of the day, ultimately, that will destroy a video game company. So, there's so many angles of attack when it comes to dealing with Glad Imperium games. And a lot of you are starting to call out the same things I am. And yes, they're just a bunch of fucking shitty children that don't like to take a goddamn L from their elders. Deuces.